Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Bloom. Jordan Smith has the night off. We are going to begin this evening by sending things straight over to meteorologist Matt Gray as snow continues to fall across the region. Matt?
Well, it has turned out to be a snowy night, just as we thought, around the inland northwest. And our radar beam spinning around on the West Plains. And all you can see across from Coeur d'Alene to Spokane and beyond are skies filled with snowflakes, and that is going to continue on through the night. You take a zoom out on the radar, and pretty much everywhere within radar range is seeing some wet weather tonight as this very moist storm system moves overhead. Now, if you look further south of Spokane and south of I-90, there is some of that warmer air that we've talked about that was going to complicate this forecast all week. It is above freezing in Lewiston, so we're seeing rain there along the Snake River. Meanwhile, places like La Crosse and Connell, well, it's above freezing, and so we are seeing some rain or a wintry mix in these areas almost all the way up to Rock Lake in Whitman County. And as we head through the rest of the night, we're going to continue to see this warm air track to the north, which means our snow will become rain sooner rather than later in places like Moses Lake and Ritzville. Right now, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, look at the snow coming down there on the camera here on I-90. We have, at least on the interstates, not seen a whole lot of sticking just yet, but as our temperatures continue to cool on the ground, we're going to see more of that snow really start to stick and begin to stack up around the area because the snow is going to be lasting pretty much all night. By the morning, however, things are going to be changing as that warmer air continues to track to the north. We'll talk about snow events and what you'll wake up to on Sunday morning coming up.
Thanks, Matt. One person was injured tonight in an apartment fire on East Nora Avenue. Chief Brian Schaefer with the Spokane Fire Department tells us when firefighters got to the scene, they saw a person asking for help from a window 3 stories up. Crews were able to rescue that individual. He suffered smoke inhalation but was treated by paramedics. The fire happened on East Nora Avenue off North Ruby near North Lidgerwood Street. You can see that map right here. The department says there was limited damage to the apartment and there is no indication at this point as to what started that fire. And we are following a deadly double shooting that rocked East Spokane overnight. Police say it happened on Cleveland Avenue near Cuba Street, just south of Minnehaha Park. Detectives say people heard gunshots around 11 o'clock Friday night. When officers arrived, they say they found a man shot inside a vehicle and a woman shot in the street. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. No arrests have been made, and police say they are still reviewing surveillance cameras in the area for clues on a motive. And former Spokane Mayor Jack Garrity has died at the age of 89. That's according to the Spokesman Review, one of several newspapers Garrity worked for in his lifetime. He also served as a county commissioner. He's perhaps best known for developing River Park Square. At the time, it was a controversial decision, but it did help revitalize the area. He also used Expo 74 to promote Spokane Falls as a tourist destination. And skiers and snowboarders alike are surely ready to get back on the slopes. We hear from one local resort on when they expect to open their doors. Plus, from the Manitou Lights to the Northwest Winterfest, we have some merry recommendations to fill up your holiday bucket list.
And we are going to continue to see more snow throughout the night, and it isn't going to stop even as we start to transition to rain tomorrow. You can see basically a fire hose of moisture coming from the tropics right over Washington and North Idaho. So a lot is going to go down here in the next 24 hours. We'll show you how to plan around all this active weather and what the week ahead will hold for you in your forecast coming up.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Visit Downtown Coeur d'Alene this holiday season.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account.
But how much can you really save?
Yeah, I mean, whoa.
This holiday season, Cal Auto Credit would like to give you the gift of an affordable car, truck, or SUV just in time for winter and finance something to fit your budget so you have money left over for Christmas. Happy holidays.
Stay safe while traveling this winter. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect. 4 News Now First Alert weather on air, on the app, and streaming on KXLY+.
What is a jewelry design center? It's a growing family-owned business with nearly half a century and 3 generations of jewelry making experience. A team of artists, craftsmen, and professionals who love what they do. A full on-site manufacturing shop available to the public for repairs and custom requests of all kinds. A center for free polish and inspection, even if you didn't buy it from us. We are not your average jewelry store. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or hauling a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Welcome to your KXLY Plus live update.
Expect even more from KXLY Plus.
It is 4 o'clock. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
Live updates from the 4 News Now team. Breaking news as it happens.
That front comes in, gusty winds come with it.
Weather every 10 minutes.
Best chance of rain will really be from noon on.
Free on your time. Download the app, connect to your streaming TV, and connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Well, thanks for staying up with 4 News Now. Let's talk about your forecast. It's going to be a snowy night tonight. Tomorrow, non-accumulating snow mostly to start, and then we'll see things flip over to rain and wintry mix and everything in between. But don't get it mixed up. We're still going to have plenty of winter driving conditions as that snow will become wet, heavy, and there may be a layer of ice underneath that for the start of your day on Sunday before some milder temperatures to start off this week. Let's take a look at some road conditions. The snow really stacking up here on the West Plains. This is at Geiger Boulevard, so that's the airport in the background there. As you can see, the plows are at work, but it's only one clear lane on I-90 as you head to the west of Spokane. And then this is Highway 95 and Highway 53 headed towards Rathdrum, north of Coeur d'Alene and Hayden. And you can see here as well that snow really starting to stack up. It has gotten a lot heavier here over the past hour, hour and a half. And here are some updated totals on what we expect for tonight, and which will largely begin to ease off the actual accumulating snow once we wake up in the morning. So we're talking about 2 to 4 inches across the Spokane area. In Deer Park, we're going to get in that 4+ inch range. We'll also see a lot of areas see 4 inches up to 6 inches in the most extreme cases from Spirit Lake to Hayden into the Post Falls area. Downtown Coeur d'Alene and right along the lake, you may get up to 4 inches. You're probably, I think, going to end up in the 3 to 4 inch range there in downtown Coeur d'Alene, the way things are going right now. Big question here, and one of the kind of tricky parts of this forecast is how quickly some of that warm air will push its way up from the south, as I showed you on radar at the top of our show, into our more northern areas, northern valleys in the I-90 corridor, where we are seeing that snow right now. So let's compare this with our forecast computer. It's doing a decent job of probably going a little bit too fast, warming things up, and that has been the trend. Probably wait till about midnight or so before we start to see above freezing temperatures in places like Moses Lake and Ritzville, consistently enough to see some rain. Let's fast forward even more. So it is snow for most of the night. By the time we're waking up, this is 7 a.m., we'll start to see that transition over to rain and heavy, wet, non-accumulating snow in Spokane. We're going to have to wait longer in places like Deer Park and Coeur d'Alene, but then we get a break later in the day. So most of the action here is going to be right through the morning hours with just some scattered showery conditions later on. And so across North Idaho, lots of places in that 4 to 6 range. You head further to the west and we will see considerably less as that warmer air begins to intrude earlier on in the night. And that is the basics, rather, of your forecast. We'll circle back around to your 7-day outlook, but needless to say, tomorrow is going to be the busiest out of the next 7. Calmer weather once this storm gets out of here.
Thanks, Matt. Well, I know my golden Gary is certainly going to enjoy the snow. Hopefully we can all stay safe. At 7:30, Snoqualmie Pass tweeted that the I-90 is closed westbound at milepost 106 Ellensburg due to a crash. Traffic is detoured using exit 106 to US 97 and State Route 970 and back on the I-90 at Clay Ellum. They don't have an estimated time on when the I-90 will reopen. And with snow piling up on the passes, the Washington Department of Transportation and Washington State Patrol want to remind you to have chains handy and make sure they fit before you hit the road. Take a look at this. One semi-truck driver was ticketed for using a USB cable to secure his chains. The DOT also recommends using traction tires when driving over the passes. Recently, they wanted to clarify what that means. The DOT says a traction tire is a type of tire manufactured with at least 1/8 of an inch of tread, marked with an M and S or all season, or marked with a mountain snowflake symbol. Putting on your chains also makes any tire a traction tire. And if you are planning to go skiing or snowboarding this weekend, you may want to think twice. A local ski park says its slopes are not ready just yet because of the weather. Peter Choi explains when you can expect to hit the slopes again this year.
Mount Spokane Ski Resort is off to a rocky start this year. The recent warm and rainy weather has delayed the start of the ski season, and because of that weather, they had to reevaluate some of the trainings for ski instructors.
It was looking really promising, cool weather, some snow before Thanksgiving.
That 9 to 10-inch snow before the holiday did not help much because of unexpected warm temperatures.
We're rebuilding. We got another 7 inches after that rainstorm, but the ground was still a little warm.
The manager says this ski park doesn't rely on snowmaking machines because of the elevation. It's all up to Mother Nature.
Our biggest concern is just keeping our staff engaged. If we have employees that are banking on going to work and having some hours to work, and so when you go 2 or 3 weeks off of the start date, then we get nervous that they're going to maybe go look for jobs elsewhere.
Oh, I'm really excited. I've been waiting for a really long time.
These students are future ski and snowboard instructors. The warm weather caused a minor change to the training.
I like to be able to go up there and be able to snowboard down the hill a little bit instead of just kind of sticking to the flat.
With less snow, some of the slopes had to close for now.
If we don't get the epic snowfall at the beginning of the season, we do consolidate to the few runs that we're able to pack that aren't super steep. We need about 30 inches at the top of the mountain and about 15 to 18 here at the base.
Don't be too disappointed just yet. It could change if it gets more snow. The manager says he's hoping to open next Wednesday.
Just Mother Nature's kind of holding her cards tight right now, and so we're just waiting for the snow to fall and the doors to open.
Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
If you live along Peninsula Drive in Moses Lake, you might have heard an explosion early this morning. Take a look at this photo sent in by Marvin Williamson. It shows a heavily damaged shed. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says the Moses Lake Fire Department responded to this call. A battalion chief wasn't available to comment on what happened. It looks like the shed will have to be totally rebuilt. And we also received reports of a police presence following explosion sounds in the area of Hanley and Ramsey early this morning. The Coeur d'Alene Police Department tells us these two were unrelated incidents. The explosions people heard were actually fireworks. Around the same time, the police were called to an apartment complex for some sort of dispute. And we have more news ahead on this special edition of 4 News Now. Hanukkah has begun. We'll explain the meaning behind this festival and why it means so much as the war between Israel and Hamas rages on. Plus, it is not too late to make sure you're current on seasonal vaccines. We'll explain how they can protect you and your loved ones as you plan your holidays.
And here are some chances, or the odds rather, for seeing some heavier snow where we expect things to stay chillier for longer overnight and into the morning. It could be some significant difficulties, even just getting out of the driveway with lots of heavy, wet snow to shovel in places like Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, Newport, and around St. Mary's. I'll show you what happens in your forecast once the snow stops tomorrow well, coming up after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
If you missed out on getting a McRib in the past, here's your chance to get one before you miss out again. The McRib returns. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Spokane Exercise Equipment is the Inland Northwest premier provider of top-of-the-line exercise and rehabilitation equipment. Once the Spokane Exercise Equipment technicians have finished setting up your new home gym, that's when the workout competition begins. Spokane Exercise Equipment has all you need to achieve your fitness goals. They offer delivery, installation, service, and maintenance for all residential and commercial customers. Visit them in downtown Spokane or go online to see their full line of products.
This Christmas, treat yourself or a loved one to a new vehicle from Finley. With delayed payments for up to 90 days and bigger than normal trade-in values for your old ride, giving you plenty of reasons to upgrade to a new RAV4, Tacoma, or Tundra truck. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got lots of great choices for everyone.
I'm looking for something sporty and fast.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Ho, ho, ho!
'Tis the season for big mattress savings during the year-end inventory reduction sale at Walker's.
Find your comfort on a new Beautyrest Black Hybrid or save big on Hot Buy mattresses. Plus save 25% on Beautyrest Harmony year-end model close-ups. And say yes to no money down. No minimum purchase financing for up to 5 years.
Plus, get $300 of additional free furniture with qualifying mattress purchases, making it a season to remember during the year-end sale at Walker's.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
4 News Now is brought to you by Lewis Clark State College, Career and Technical Education.
Take a look at this new video out of northern Tennessee. That's a funnel cloud, part of a violent and powerful storm that hit this morning. At least 3 people were hurt. It left widespread damage to houses and businesses, and that same storm system is expected to descend upon Middle Tennessee tonight. And back here at home, that giving us a little bit of perspective on the weather that we're dealing with. Much better.
Yes, definitely better than that. Unfortunately, there is some more tornado activity that's cropped up in Tennessee in the Nashville area, and certainly we'll be hearing more about that in the days to come from ABC News. Unfortunately, some loss of life with those terrible storms. Here, well, things are much more wintry, and it's some pretty nasty weather coming for our mountain passes. We have for Lookout Pass and 4th of July, we got a winter storm warning. It does include St. Mary's and the Silver Valley, where we could see well over 4 inches of snow by the time this is all done, plus the Cascades. Now, as you could tell by some of the closures in that area tonight, have been getting hammered. Here is the storm total. A good chunk of this is already on the ground in the Cascades, but this is going to be some significant issues here over the next 24 hours. Really, it's not going to be until maybe the very end of Sunday that things will start to improve road-wise on the passes, especially in the Idaho ones, because of, well, just how much snow is going to be coming down. In the valleys, meanwhile, it's going to be some rain for the second half of the day. That should allow our roads to kind of get helped out a little bit, especially the main roads. Still be slushy and icy on the side roads. Calmer weather is going to help out with that as well. Things will cool off later in this upcoming week, but overall, some pretty calm and dare I say it, dull winter weather, especially compared to what we've seen over the last week.
And you'll be able to track that winter weather with 4 News Now for free anytime you want. Just download KXLY Plus on your connected TV to get your full forecast every 10 minutes. We've been telling you about KXLY Plus quite a bit recently, and we realize you might not be sure what exactly we're talking about. KXLY Plus is a free streaming app you can download on your TV with a device such as Roku or Amazon Fire. But it's more than just a place to watch live newscasts. KXLY Plus digital anchor Rob King takes us behind the scenes.
Hi, I'm Rob King. I'm the digital anchor here at KXLY. We are in the KXLY Digital Live Center, where every day we're working to bring you content 24/7 with live updates, breaking news, and weather from our first alert weather team.
This is KXLY Plus.
So what can you get from KXLY Plus? Well, you can get and stay informed. We've overhauled our streaming efforts to bring you top-of-the-hour live updates, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. The free KXLY Plus app is the best way to get the news that matters to you on your time 24/7. In addition to streaming our regular morning and evening newscasts for free, you'll get live updates throughout the day with the most up-to-date information on stories that matter to you. The new look of KXLY Plus also has a graphic with live radar information and forecasts for cities around the inland Northwest anytime you turn it on. You can also see updated headlines of the day scrolling below. One of my favorite parts of KXLY Plus is the on-demand content. All of our videos live here, and you can watch past special reports, in-depth interviews, and exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. If you don't have a connected TV, don't worry. You can always watch what's streaming on KXLY Plus because KXLY Plus powers the 4 News Now mobile app and KXLY.com. I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.
It is the third night of Hanukkah, the Jewish festival celebrating the triumph of light over darkness. This year, as the war between Israel and Hamas rages on, the holiday is more meaningful than ever. Ines de la Cutera has more from Jerusalem.
The lighting of a candle marking the start of Hanukkah, just 2 months after one of the darkest days in Israel's history. In Kibbutz Be'eri, at least 89 of its residents were killed, and at least 27 are still being held hostage. Amen. The survivors still living in temporary housing, coming together to mark the 8-day Jewish festival.
Yesterday, my son came over and showed me, Mom, I found it.
This Hanukkah, that special candle holder, one of the few things she was able to salvage from what's left of her home.
It's a part of my life. I have almost nothing. I went out with my underwear and nothing, barefoot, and I have nothing. And I got it yesterday. It's just unbelievable.
At the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem, the holiest site in Judaism, groups locking arms, singing and praying. While 138 candles were lit in Tel Aviv, one for each of the remaining hostages. The Festival of Lights celebrated from Kyiv to Berlin, all the way to the space station.
Happy Hanukkah.
In the U.S., menorahs lit from New York to Washington, even as some events were scaled back or altogether canceled amid the rise in anti-Semitism.
I think this is one of the main things of Hanukkah. It unites everybody.
Elad Kedar's 2 parents were murdered by Hamas. His father used to build the kibbutz's menorahs, and he'd be pleased, he says, to see the kibbutz beginning to pick up the pieces.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the holiday sale at Furniture Row, so there's no better time to shop the largest selection of sofas, tables, beds, and accessories. And best of all, everything is on sale. Plus, 5 years, no interest financing. The holiday sale, only at Furniture Row.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
This holiday season, Cal Auto Credit would like to give you the gift of an affordable car, truck, or SUV just in time for winter. With current prices and expenses going up, Cal Auto Credit would like to help you lower your monthly payments and finance something to fit your budget so you have money left over for Christmas. Plus, you'll start the new year off with less stress while improving your credit score.
Can't afford it? Don't sweat it. Call Cal Auto Credit.
How do you think this commercial should start?
A calming melody, and it says what it's like to have an early savings account as a kid. And the star of the commercial will be me.
My mom taught me the importance of saving, and I wanted to pass that on to my kids.
It's cool because every month you get to put money in your early savings account.
Do you think you'll make a budget for yourself one day?
Totally.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
It's the holiday sale at Denver Mattress. And right now, everything is on sale. Like the Queen Size Summit, now only $332.49. Get a $300 gift when you purchase a Tempur-Pedic, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. The holiday sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Wigs.
One of the best parts of the holiday season is driving around and seeing all the decorated homes. For years, one woman has been creating an online map of the best homes in our area. In this week's Air for Adventure, we are giving you a bird's eye view of one of the homes on that list.
My family has a tradition getting hot cocoa made up and getting in the car, going around and looking at the Christmas lights around town. Had been kind of gathering maps from all over the news websites, Facebook groups, and I just kind of had them all jumbled together. I decided to put them into a Google map, and that was just for my own family. But last year with COVID, everybody was looking for something to do. And so I just decided to share my map because it's massive. A lot of people have loved it and it just helps them find the really good areas to go check out or what's near their house. Ones that stand alone, but they just have, I don't even know, millions of lights. And so those are kind of a destination even just for the one house.
We've lived here 32 years and we've been putting up Christmas lights from the get-go. It's been a lot of fun. We get a lot of people that come by, and it's always a pleasure to see the cars driving by. Usually on Fridays and Saturdays, right around 7 o'clock in the evening, for about an hour, we hand out candy canes to the cars going by. There's a lot left to do. A 20-foot Frosty that we put up still, another huge reindeer, and then we have all our Looney Tunes cut out that my wife hand-painted. And of course, there's always more lights, and that's something that we really enjoy. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ho, ho, ho!
We have the links to the map on our website, KXLY.com. And the holiday lights at Manitou Park return today. You'll be able to drive through the park this weekend, and then on Monday, you'll be able to walk through it until the 19th. To check out the times and what other activities the park will have, you can find this story on KXLY.com. And the Northwest Winterfest is back at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. It's the Pacific Northwest's largest illuminated lantern display. You can take a stroll through 5 buildings filled with different light displays. There's also live entertainment, activities for the kids, and refreshments. A few of the displays are also handcrafted by local artists. Sam Song, one of the co-chairs of the event, says Northwest Winterfest is a way to celebrate different cultures with your family and embrace the holiday spirit.
I enjoy Spokane so much, and I want to mix in some cultures to the light show during the holiday season. Give something different, and people still enjoy Christmas, culture, arts, festivals. That's why we're here.
The event runs through December 31st. You can swing by the Expo Center on Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 4 to 8 and Sunday from 3 to 6 o'clock. And tonight, a new twist in a Texas woman's challenge to one of the country's most restrictive abortion laws. The Texas Supreme Court putting on hold a lower court ruling. Coming up, we have details on why she doesn't meet the criteria for an emergency abortion. Plus, a change to your prescription drug prices for the better could be on the horizon. We'll go over the House vote that is happening on Monday.
And we're keeping an eye on highway cameras across the inland Northwest. The snow's sticking pretty good on the West Plains. It's a little bit different in Spokane Valley, where at least I-90 looks clear and wet for now. Do expect things to continue to cool, and certainly there's plenty of snow coming down. We'll talk about what things will look like in the morning coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. The big beefy boy that started it all. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
What do you got on your list?
MeTV is making a list, and you can check it twice. Go to MeTV.com for the full list of our very merry MeTV holiday programming.
A merry MeTV. Watch over the air in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene on MeTV 4.2.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 5.99% APR for up to 60 months on your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Feel the magic of Christmas at Walker's Furniture with big savings of 15 to 40% off. And say yes to no money down, no minimum purchase financing for up to 5 years, making it the season to remember at Walker's.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
It's the most festive night of the year, CMA Country Christmas. Kick off the holidays with performances by John Party, Jordan Davis, Zach Williams and Lainey Wilson, Lady A, The War and Treaty, Lindsey Sterling, and Ashley McBride.
Plus, the one and only Trisha Yearwood and the incredible Amy Grant.
CMA Country Christmas, Thursday on ABC, and stream next day on Hulu.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. A classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
And we will start off with what everybody's talking about. You're seeing it outside, the snow coming down across the inland Northwest. Well, almost everywhere across the inland Northwest. Everywhere between the red sweep you see is our radar out in the West Plains. Every place you see is getting some wet weather tonight, although it's warm enough in Lewiston, and as you work your way down the Snake River towards the Tri-Cities, where it is already rain in those areas. And this is going to be a trend that we will continue to monitor through the night and into the morning. Now, around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, roads are getting slick and slippery by the minute as we continue to see that snow come down, and especially here in the last couple of hours, it's really starting to stick now that temperatures have cooled off just that little bit from when the sun was up today. 30 right now. Look at all the snow coming down in Coeur d'Alene. It is a literal snow globe there on I-90. Spokane here in downtown, we're also seeing things stack up with a high or not a high, but rather temperatures right now, about 32 degrees. Meanwhile, we're already seeing mid-30s in places like La Crosse and Connell. This is all going to start moving to the north, all this warm air. And so through the night, places like Ritzville, like Sprague, like Cheney will start to switch over to rain, and we'll see a wintry mix around Spokane by the time we're getting up in the morning, and Coeur d'Alene won't be far behind. We'll show you how much snow you might be shoveling out in the morning coming up.
Thanks, Matt. Well, happening Monday, a vote is scheduled in the House on a bipartisan bill that is aimed at lowering prescription drug prices. Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers is leading the bill. It would increase transparency from healthcare providers about the cost of drugs. It would also ban pharmacies from charging different amounts for the same medications for Medicaid patients, a practice known as spread pricing. Critics say, if passed, it could reduce the number of care options available to people living in rural areas. And tonight, a new twist in a Texas woman's challenge to one of the country's most restrictive abortion laws. The Texas Supreme Court putting on hold a lower court ruling that would have allowed Kate Cox to end her pregnancy. Doctors say her 20-week-old fetus has a fatal diagnosis, but the state of Texas argues she still doesn't meet the criteria for an emergency abortion. The historic case is the first of its kind since Roe v. Wade 50 years ago. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Tonight, a stark reversal in an historic case over access to an abortion in the post-Roe era. The Texas Supreme Court Friday night temporarily blocking 31-year-old Kate Cox from obtaining an emergency abortion after Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton appealed to the court, writing, "Nothing can restore the unborn child's life that will be lost as a result. Time is of the essence." The state's highest court putting a hold on a lower court's ruling Thursday that said Cox qualified for an abortion, despite the state's near total ban.
How urgent is it for Kate Cox right now to be able to get access to an emergency abortion?
Time is of the essence. I mean, the clock is ticking. Every day that goes by, the risks to her health and life and future fertility increase.
Cox, a mother of two from Dallas, is 20 weeks pregnant. Her doctors told her last week her fetus has virtually no chance of survival because of a severe condition called trisomy 18. They warn if she continues to carry the pregnancy, her health and future fertility could be at risk.
There's no outcome here, that results in us taking home a healthy baby girl.
Cox's suit was the first known case of a woman seeking a court order for an emergency abortion since Roe v. Wade in 1973. Texas, one of 21 states enforcing restrictions on the procedure since Roe was overturned. Under Texas law, abortions are banned except if the mother's life is at risk or if it prevents irreversible damage to a major bodily function. The state arguing Cox does not meet those criteria.
Plaintiffs have not shown that they will suffer an immediate and irreparable injury.
Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
This holiday season, the number of hospitalizations for children with RSV across the U.S. is up. Health officials also say COVID and flu cases are on the rise. They recommend making sure you're up to date on your seasonal vaccines to help protect yourself, your family members, and your friends as you make plans to gather for holiday parties and dinners. It is especially important for pregnant moms.
The vaccine can then help them produce antibodies that they can transfer via the placenta to their fetus.
It takes about 2 weeks after a vaccine for the shots to be effective in protecting you from severe effects of the winter viruses. And Idaho football is one win away from a trip to the semifinals of the FCS playoffs. We have an update from tonight's game coming up in sports.
And it is a snowy night across the Palouse and in the North Idaho Panhandle. We take a look at Colfax and Sandpoint as the snow continues to come down this evening. We'll show you how long this is going to stick around and what you might be shoveling in the morning after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota. Like Camry Hybrid, RAV4, Tundra, and more. Wow. What's next? I knew I was forgetting something.
She's a wizard.
Toyota, let's go places.
During the holiday sale at Furniture Row, I could show you one sofa, one table, one mattress, even just one bed. But then you'd miss out on the hundreds of other sofas, tables, beds, mattresses, and accessories that make up Furniture Row's incredible selection and guaranteed lowest prices. And best of all, everything is on sale. Plus, 5 years, no interest financing. Shop the holiday sale today, only at Furniture Row.
I mean, enough with the cold feet. It's time to move this along. Take the next step.
I hear you. You're tired of waiting.
Yes.
But at Eyeglass World, you don't have to wait. They're not like all those other guys. They make your glasses right there in their same-day lab.
No waiting?
Mm-mm.
Do you mind if I go?
You mind if I finish your cannoli?
For a limited time, get 50% off lenses with frames from many of our designer brands. It's the designer sale, only at Eyeglass World.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Well, let's focus in on your forecast and talk about this snow that's coming down right now. It's going to be a snowy night, but Sunday is going to be a little milder, and thus we'll end up with some mixed precipitation as a result. Still, enough snow tonight to where we'll have a good layer of snow in the morning, and that'll mean some sketchy winter driving in many areas. Here is live radar, and you can see almost everywhere, with the exception of the southern end of the Columbia Basin and the LC Valley, is seeing snow tonight. Let's take a look at our latest round of our forecast radar, our weather computer, and this is giving us an idea. It's probably running a little bit too fast for pushing that warmer air up, but it is giving us, I think, a pretty decent idea of how tonight's going to go. So as we head past midnight, we'll start to see that transition in places like Ritzville and Moses Lake from snow to rain. And this will continue to track across the Columbia Basin, or that air will continue to push north. And so by the time we get to about 7, 8 in the morning, we're going to start to see that changeover around Spokane. Now, for a good while, this may just be big snowflakes that will really stop accumulating because, for the most part, they're just water and they're melting on contact. Not a lot of crystal structure. You head further north, though, the snow is still going to be coming down. Places like Colville, Deer Park, Sandpoint, and we'll hang on to that snow a little bit longer across north central Idaho and the I-90 corridor there. One of the reasons why we have bigger snow totals across the Idaho Panhandle. Now, by the time we get to 9, 10 in the morning, we're going to start to see a little bit of a break, not the steady precipitation that we're going to be seeing all night tonight. We'll still see some wet weather from time to time. It'll either be a wintry mix, though, or rain for the second half of the day. We'll still have snow coming down on places like Lookout Pass. Here in the metro is what we are anticipating for snow totals. Generally 2 to 4 inches in most of Spokane County. Get that a little above 4 inches as you work your way north towards Deer Park. Post Falls, Hayden, northern Kootenai County in that 4 to 6 range. Downtown Coeur d'Alene will be looking more towards the 4 or slightly under 4 range. with how things are going. We take a broader view with the winds coming down from the mountains in Bonners Ferry. That means we are likely just to see a little bit of a dusting up to about an inch or so. Sandpoint, you're already seeing plenty of snow. You're going to continue to see that. The Silver Valley also going to have some difficult winter driving conditions. Once again, we're not even talking about the foot of snow. It's going to be up over Lookout Pass. Same goes for Pullman and Moscow. You'll be in that 2 to 4 inch range as well. But remember, as the day goes on, we'll see things get slushier. Side roads are still going to be a little icy and a little slippery, but at least in the main roads, once the plows come through after things stop here, our afternoon driving conditions should be a whole lot better than what we'll be dealing with in the morning. Here is your extended forecast, and after all the excitement over the past week, things get a lot calmer. Monday into Tuesday, we're going to stay well above freezing, especially in the afternoons. Mostly cloudy skies. We might get a few peaks of sun by the time we get to the end of the week. Just know we may see a lot of gloomy grayness for the middle portion of the week as well. With those cooler temperatures but dry air, we get a much needed chance to exhale after all of that busy weather over the last 7 days.
Thanks, Matt. We're learning new information about the school shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Jacqueline Lee reports that the shooting is also prompting a visit from President Biden to the campus.
This morning, chilling 911 calls made immediately after shots rang out on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus.
How many shots have you heard? Like 5. I'm hiding under my desk. I closed my door. It's locked. Have you heard anything else before or after? I heard some screaming.
One terrified caller telling 911 she thinks she saw the shooter, identified by police as former East Carolina University professor, 67-year-old Anthony Polito.
No. I just saw a man I usually don't see on the 4th floor, about 6'4", heavy-set, white man.
This, as we are now learning more about the 2 university police officers who were able to confront the shooter on Wednesday, seen here on surveillance video. The suspect wearing a long coat, pursuing one officer, who then turns and opens fire, killing the suspect. Authorities identifying the officers as Detective Nate Drum and Officer Damian Garcia.
These 2 officers are heroes. They kept the worst from becoming a bloodbath.
3 people were killed in the shooting, another still in the hospital fighting for his life. Authorities also now releasing the name of the 3rd deceased victim, Dr. Naoku Takamaro, an associate professor in the Department of World Languages and Cultures.
Naoko was frail physically. However, she was lion-hearted in kindness, lion-hearted in generosity, lion-hearted in humanity.
President Biden meeting the UNLV president and members of the student body while in Vegas for an infrastructure investments announcement.
This is not normal, and we can never let it become normal.
And as for the 2 hero officers involved in the shootout, Detective Nathaniel Drum and Officer Damian Garcia are placed on administrative leave, which authorities say is routine in a shooting investigation. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Watch me. Watch me tumble, jump, and soar. When our squad is on point, we own the floor. Dazzling stunts and dances are my jam. Pain once caused issues, but they had a plan. A life-changing brace with no surgery to fear. Activity without limits, one more reason to cheer. Watch me. Industry-leading scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
This holiday season, Cal Auto Credit would like to give you the gift of an affordable car, truck, or SUV just in time for winter and finance something to fit your budget so you have money left over for Christmas. Happy holidays.
Stay safe while traveling this winter. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect. 4 News Now First Alert weather on air, on the app, and streaming on KXLY+.
A huge part of many people's lives is debt, and it's just not something a lot of people like to talk about. A couple years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. During the healing process, I really accrued a lot more debt, and I knew I needed to find a solution. I went into BCU full of nerves and full of fear, and they helped me immensely. I realized the personal loan was the right option for me. These days, I am healthy, I have all my finances under control, and I'm a lot less stressed.
911, what's your emergency?
Get him out now! It takes a special someone to want to live this life.
Suit up, we're heading inside.
We're in the business of saving lives.
We got a pulse.
911.
No matter how dark it gets, we're here together.
911, coming March 14th to ABC.
Spokane Tribe Casino brings you laughs and rock and roll like never before. Live on December 14th is comedy sensation Nikki Glazer. And don't miss the biggest acts of the 80s during the 80s Rock Invasion on December 16th. All at Spokane Live. Entertainment without limits.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Oh man, we got a showdown in Seattle. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. Gonzaga basketball traveled across the state to take on the Washington Huskies tonight. The Bulldogs and Huskies are now tied in the second half. Nolan Hickman leads Gonzaga with 17 points. Frank Kepnang leads the Huskies with 12 points. Now the Bulldogs took the lead with about 2 minutes into the game, kept it ever since until now as Washington just tied it up at 66 there late in the second half. Gonzaga has won 14 of the last 15 games against the Huskies. We'll keep you updated on our social media pages for News Now. Now, this week has been a roller coaster for Gonzaga women's hoops. The Bulldogs dominated one of the best teams in the country in Stanford and then almost lost to Cal. Gonzaga looking to make it 3-0 this week. The hard way, Bulldogs on the road against Rice University out of Houston. A homecoming of sorts for Gonzaga guards Kaylin and Kaylee Trong, who are from Texas. Here's Kaylin will bury the wide open 3 as Gonzaga started the game on a 15-0 run. Now, here they are forcing the miss on the defensive end. Bulldogs pushing it up the floor. The feed inside goes to Eliza Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth led all scorers with 21 points in this one. Now, just before halftime, Rice trying to chip into the lead. It'll be Jazzy Owens-Barnett. Gets the layup to go as time expires. That cuts Gonzaga's lead to 14 at halftime. But that's when the Zags say, okay, enough is enough. Kaylin Trong with a dime pass to Yvonne Ejim underneath. They make it look so easy. I promise you it's not. Bulldogs run away with this one. 80-72 is the final. Gonzaga will have a week off before taking on South Dakota State next Sunday at home. And Idaho football is looking to accomplish something it hasn't done in 30 years, and that's go to the semifinals of the FCS playoffs. The Vandals are hoping to get it done tonight against the University of Albany. The winner is a step closer to a national championship. Right now, Idaho just hit a field goal as they lead 19-14 in the third quarter. The winner of this game will play top seed South Dakota State next week in the semifinals. Should be exciting. Now, it's been 13 years since the Pac-12 had 2 Heisman Trophy finalists, 2010 to be exact. Both Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. and Oregon quarterback Bo Nix had a good chance to win college football's most prestigious award. However, neither of them would be going home with the hardware tonight. LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels wins the Heisman, becoming the second LSU player in the last 5 years to earn the honor. Daniels, who started his career in the Pac-12 at Arizona State, passed for more than 3,000 yards and ran for more than 1,000 yards while scoring 50 touchdowns this season. Daniels beat out second-place finisher Penix by nearly 200 first-place votes. Penix did take home the Maxwell Award given to the nation's top player. So the Huskies didn't come empty-handed, and that's not all for them either. Washington head coach Kalen DeBoer was named the National Coach of the Year. Now, under DeBoer, the Huskies were the first ever undefeated Pac-12 champion and earned a spot in the college football playoff for the second time in school history. Washington will take on Texas in the CFP semifinal in New Orleans on New Year's Day. And of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the college football season right here on 4 News Now. That'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
If you missed out on getting a McRib in the past, here's your chance to get one before you miss out again. The McRib returns. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Burning the candle at both ends this holiday season? Well, if it's Z's you need, the holiday sale at Denver Mattress has you covered. And right now, everything is on sale, like the budget-friendly Summit Queen for only $332.49. Or check out Easy Choice Plush or Firm, now just $474.99. Get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, plus 5 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. The holiday sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
This Christmas, treat yourself or a loved one to a new vehicle from Finley. With delayed payments for up to 90 days and bigger than normal trade-in values for your old ride, giving you plenty of reasons to upgrade to a new RAV4, Tacoma, or Tundra truck. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got lots of great choices for everyone.
I'm looking for something sporty and fast.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Ho, ho, ho!
4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. We're the friendly faces you see first thing in the morning and at the end of your day. We're the people you trust on your screens and in real life. And we'll always be there when you need us. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Well, some exciting weather tonight and for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. By the time we get to Sunday afternoon, we'll start to see some of those road conditions improve a little bit, and certainly some melting snow will help things out as we stay above freezing through all of Monday, and then some calmer, much calmer weather, which I think everybody will like for a change, coming up in the week ahead.
All right, thanks, Matt. I, for one, am looking forward to the snow, cozy Saturday night. Well, now you are looking at the Christmas tree setup in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican. The tree was scheduled to be cut down for firefighters due to its risk for collapsing. Well, instead, it's got a new purpose of lighting up the whole world for Christmas, symbolic for the world reach of the Catholic religion. Matt, do you have your tree up yet?
I do. I have the tree up. This is one of those things with, I finally caved. I'm a real tree person. I'm in the Real Tree Club.
Okay.
But I got a fake one this year.
You got a fake one.
Because, well, the dog's already knocked it over once. So, so that was the reason, and the pine needle mess and everything else. So it's a sad moment, but I've made it look pretty decent, I think.
You can burn the candles for the sun.
Yeah.
Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.